Well over 100 years had passed since Charleston's deceitful actions towards his brother Daniel and the Island of Sodor. Thomas the Tank Engine had guilt, not being able to save his brother before his sacrificial accident, even when passing by the very spot where his demise took place. The little blue engine would always look away, not wanting to having those painful memories on repeat. Mickey and Derek had daily therapy sessions with Thomas, trying to help Sodor's number one move on from the torment. But Thomas would have to confront his past once and for all. Autumn was in full swing on Sodor. The leaves in all their colors and shapes. The edges were hard at work bringing passengers and goods to wherever they needed to go. That afternoon, Thomas was at Ellsbridge exchanging passengers with I. Percy just arrived with a small goods train. "Hello, Percy. Nice day, isn't it?" "Oh, yeah, quite. Though the coldness is getting my firebox." Percy's firebox was on. Ow! That's bird saying random shit at us. Anyways, ow! Damn it! Fuck, Percy. Maybe Henry's funnel. Never mind. Percy noticed Thomas. He was looking into the skies, with stars in his eyes. "Thomas, are you okay?" Thomas didn't answer. His fire had gone out. "Damn it, Thomas, what's wrong? Tell us, we won't judge." Thomas sighed and said, "I fear that we're not finished yet with Charleston and Timothy. But we haven't seen them since the encounter at the sheds. I know, but we have to be ready, and why does he want Toby's hybrid engine?" "Simple. Power and greed. Charleston will stop at nothing to get what he wants in the end." Thomas feared the worst would happen to Sodor, but then he realized Charleston wasn't alone, was he? There was this other silver E2. He looked so out of it. Wait a minute. Is he a copy of Timothy? A clone? An alternate persona? Don't remind me after what Tobias did. Tobias was in the wrong! Yes, I know, but our Tobias, Toby, wouldn't do such a thing. Thomas looked sadly at his buffers. "Oh, your fire is back, and look at the time!" Thomas rushed as fast as his wheels could carry him. Ha ha! At this point, our narrator is so wholesome. Sure he is. Well, I try. Percy popped away. At Maythwaite, he spoke to Toby about what Thomas had sensed. "Charleston is quite the troublemaker, isn't he? After what he has done to Sodor and to the railway, I worry. Timothy, though, is a different matter. They have to be working together, surely. We can talk to Thomas at the sheds tonight. Maybe, just maybe, there's a clue to all this. I hope you're right." Both engines popped away, uncertain but determined. The day wore on, and the engines did what they could. Nothing was going to stop the engines from being right on time, and really reliable. In the distance, however, a familiar shape beckoned in the distance, and was waiting to strike with his full intent on completing his dynasty. Today, the railway. Tomorrow, the world. Zero, the mistreated engine, or his ghost, nodded in agreement. "Why so silent?" "Nothing, Charleston, but what is it you want to do?" "To complete my mission of ridding Sodor of all E2's, including Thomas. I may have killed Daniel, but now it's Thomas's turn to die." "Listen, I know you want to stop Thomas, but there has to be another way." "Another way, you say? Are you thinking, if we're out of time, that the unveiled Genesis will be able to aid us? That will kill Thomas, though." "Will it? Well, if that's the case, you will be the first to know." Both E2's didn't take into account if he was watching them. That evening, Percy and Toby arrived back at the sheds. Thomas was just settling in for the night. Both engines spoke to Thomas. "Percy and I were wondering about, your other brother." Thomas looked sadly at Toby and Percy. "Daniel didn't deserve to die. It should have been me. I should have been the one to have taken that train of oil tankers, not him, damn it." "Did Daniel have any connections with the other engines?" "I know Charleston was such a rude engine to Daniel and myself. That other E2 you saw, I remember he was silver and a prototype like Timothy, but he was always mistreated by the other engines that worked on the island, when they were on load, of course." "Thomas, you and Daniel will reunite one day, just not in death, I hope." "Oh, that will change, Caterpillar." Charleston smirked and heard everything. Zero was close by. "So, what's the plan?" I will initiate the Neon Veil Genesis. I told you it will kill him. Listen here, Zero. You're either going to help me or run off like the coward you are. Zero wisely remained silent. As Charleston disappeared, Timothy glaring with fury in the distance. The next day, all was well. Thomas, Percy, and Toby carried out their duties like usual. The other engines handled the trucks and coaches well. The cold autumn air was immense than ever. That evening, Thomas was traveling home, light engine, back to the sheds. He was just rounding the bend when the temperature dropped in an instant. Thomas's driver and fireman were concerned. We'll have to find a sighting before long. We just as may stop till the fog clears. Thomas stopped just outside the windmill. He thought he could hear a voice close by. I am everywhere and anywhere you won't find me. Oh, I will, Charleston. Whatever you're planning, it will come to an end. Oh, but my sweet dreams will become a reality. Where are you, damn it, Charleston? What are you doing? What has to be done? Charleston appeared from behind Thomas, bumping him violently towards a siding of oil tankers. What have you done? Oh, Thomas the tank engine. The really useful engine that we adore. Well, no longer is the case. Your time is up, and now is my time to reign over Sodor. Stop, Charleston! Please, stop! Oh, I will. Once I make Sodor my domain, to rule. Who are you? I am Sodor's worst nightmare. Thomas was no more. In an instant, his body was destroyed. All that was left was the charred remains of his shell and frames. Charleston smirked in triumph. It worked! Finally, I win! I win! Now Sodor no longer has its #1 engine. I am back! Charleston puffed away, not realizing Timothy had seen everything.
Charleston, I will end you for that, as a promise.
Timothy whistled in anger and vanished into the night. The next day, Toby and Edward came to clear the remains of Thomas away. Sir Topham Hatt was heartbroken. We lost our #1. Whoever is responsible for Thomas's death will be found and given the heaviest sentence on Sodor. I assure you, on the Reverend Audrey's grave. I promise. Sir, Brandon's magic may bring Thomas back. No, Toby! Brandon's magic can do so much. It won't bring Thomas back. I can do so much with my magic, but bringing Thomas back will need so much more than just my magic. As the edges were grieving, they wouldn't expect what would happen next. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where am I? Hello? Anyone there? Thomas. Is that Daniel? Thomas, it's been so very long since, well, I should have been the one to take those tankers, not you, and no, Thomas. It was my job, my responsibility. Well, this sucks. We're dead, but where are we? Yes, we are dead, but not yet. What do you mean? As you see, we are both in this void. I've been here since my demise, and you have only been here for about 5 minutes or so. Charleston set me up. He tricked me. Charleston is a disgrace to our kind. So is Timothy. I sense Timothy is trying to redeem himself after all these years. You tried to stop him, but he's trying to stop his demons from overtaking. I have to get back to the others. I can't leave them in peril. Please help me, Daniel. There is no way back. Unless what? There's a method that hasn't been used in a very long time, but it can bring you back and destroy Charleston. But what about you, Daniel? We just reunited after so long, and that's the thing, Thomas. It's the power is what might determine it. Thomas had to agree. Meanwhile, Toby and Percy were talking in the sheds. Thomas's body was lifted onto a flatbed just as Edward bustled in. Edward, do you know of any way we can bring Thomas back?
Percy, Thomas is far gone now. We will miss Sodor's #1.
But there has to be a way. Charleston may come after us next. The thing is, Percy, he will come after us unless...
Wait a minute. There might be a way to bring Thomas back.
Then tell us, Edward.
The Neon Veil Genesis.
The what now? Hold on. Is this like...
The neon veil genesis is what Charleston must have used to kill Thomas, but his subconscious is still active. In order to revive Thomas, we need to initiate the genesis using the very substance that killed Thomas's brother Daniel.
There's a pair of oil tankers at the docks. I could go get them. But your engine, it might...
The neon veil genesis will not affect Toby in any way, as he's a hybrid engine. The genesis won't be like the Warshire reset. And I am thankful, though, that Tobias is no more.
Percy and Toby agreed. Percy, being braver than ever, guarded the sheds as Toby rushed to the docks. There Salty was shunting a line of vans. Ahoy, shipmate! What can I do for you? No time to explain. I need to borrow these oil tankers. It's an emergency. Say no more, matey. Toby called to the tankers and was about to make his way back when... Stop! Out of the way, Timothy. I'm not Timothy. I had no name to begin with. Oh, really? Where's the proof? You can't even hear the sound of my voice? Oh, never mind. But what do you want? I'm a mistreated engine. I wanted to pull Trainz, but my accident many moons ago is what sealed my fate. Even after many years later, I keep getting mistreated, especially from Charleston. You'll come with me, then. Join us, Zero. I'm going on my own. I don't want Charleston to win. Understood, Zero. Zero vanished as Toby hurried back to the others. We have to stop Charleston. He could be anywhere on the island. Charleston is an absolute ass for doing that to Thomas. Gordon was right. Charleston had bashed trucks, coaches, and a few engines off the rails, leaving destruction in his wake. Tonight, the railway. Tomorrow, the world.
Right, Toby. Come on.
Toby, meanwhile, was passing Trevor's orchard when he saw Timothy in the distance. Get out of the way, Timothy!
Charleston is a nasty piece of work. I too would have gone for this world.
So you're just like Zero.
Bring Thomas back. Do what you can, but now I must buy my time before it's too late.
Timothy disappeared. Toby rushed as fast as wheels could let him. Now, where's that fat hat? This ends now, Charleston. Your reign of terror ends tonight. You will rot in hell for killing Thomas. Your grandfather was a disgraceful man. I was the pride of the line till Thomas had to steal the spotlight. And Daniel, that meddling buffoon, I orchestrated their deaths, well deserved. Now that they're gone, I will have Sodor as my domain. Over our dead bodies, Toby violently bumped Charleston. The matchbox has returned. Charleston, your crimes of murder and intent to injure stop here. You caused a lot of trouble, and it's time for you to stop. I will not stop till I get what I rightfully deserve from my brothers at my side. Sodor will be under my power. How about no? What do you mean, no? I'm sick and tired of how I was being treated, even by you. It's time you learn your lesson, Charleston. Traitor! I'll teach you!
Not on my watch, you do, Charleston.
Timothy stood face to face with Charleston. Both E2's glaring at each other. The silence was deafening. It felt like ages before Charleston spoke up. You always stood up for Daniel, as you did for Thomas in life. But in death you came back and tormented the island with your intent to destroy both your brothers. How fortunate you must be. But now I will rule Sodor. Join me, Timothy. Complete your mission.
My mission was completed a long time ago, Charleston. It's time that you were to be stopped, no matter the cost.
You ungrateful bastard! Silence! The yards were silent. Listen here, Charleston. My grandfather was a well-respected man, but your revenge on Sodor will not happen. Leave my railway at once, or I will force you up my island with less civil methods. Up yours, fat hat! All set. Ready? I hope this works. Then it seemed all hope was lost. What's the point? We're further damaging Thomas and...
No. Wait. Look.
Like magic, the oil tankers ignited, causing a surge of energy. Everything happened at once. When the dust settled, everyone was shocked to see that Thomas had come back. Thomas! Welcome back, Thomas!
Wait. Is that other engine?
It's Daniel! Remember from the early days on Sodor? We need to stop Charleston. Charleston to help you with that. The engines rushed to the yards where Timothy and Charleston were biffing and bashing.
Get off, Sodor.
Never!
I want every price on your smoke box.
Oh, please. I could give a dime for a few dead engines. Is that the case? Charleston was shot. But I killed you. Your body was... Don't take things for granted, Charleston, because they might get the better of you. Sodor is mine for all of your victims. Charleston was destroyed. The combined efforts of Thomas, Daniel, Timothy, and Zero finally vanquishing their disgraced brother, finally ending an era of tyranny. We won! Well done, Thomas. Well done, all. Well done, my engines. I'm very proud of you all. Charleston will no longer terrorize Sodor or anywhere now that he has finally been eliminated. Thomas, it's time. For me and my brothers will be at rest now. Me, Zero, and Timothy will finally have found our rest we have so desired for very long. That means I'll never see you again. Thomas, I will always be within you, in your heart and your soul. Farewell, Daniel, Zero, and Timothy, until we next meet. The two brothers of Thomas vanished into the night. Thomas smiled happily as they made their way back to the sheds. I'm glad that ordeal is finally dealt with. I'm happy that Thomas was, resurrected. And the Lord says, Brendan, I swear to... What matters in the end is that I'm thankful my brothers are now finally at rest, thanks to us Cedrians. As the engines make their way back to the sheds, the cold autumn air became more colder and colder. The engines had to work harder than ever to make up for lost time. Sodor was at peace now that Charleston was no more. Every now and then, there appears a sign. I mean, now and then, Thomas would gaze into the sky, thinking of Daniel, Zero, and of course Timothy. But Thomas didn't realize that Timothy himself had a loose end to deal with, involving another engine and a tragic accident that took place in the early 19th century. But that's a story for another day.